theorist this week is Malcolm Knowles. Knowles was born in 1913. He graduated from Harvard in 1934 and married his wife, Hulda, the following year. His first education job was at the Boston YMCA as the director of adult education. During his time at the Boston YMCA, he organized an association school for adults. In 1943, he was drafted into the Navy. During his time in the Navy, Knowles began to read more about adult education and made the decision to start a master's program at the University of Chicago when he was discharged from the Navy. This he did while also taking a job as the Director of Education at the Central Chicago YMCA. During the 1950s, he also became the Director of the Adult Education Association of the USA. In 1960, Knowles decided he needed a change and moved back to Boston, where he started a new adult education program at Boston University. In the first year of the program, Knowles had 30 applicants for 20 spots. Regarding his first syllabi for this course, Knowles states, "I wrote the course descriptions to sound stuffily academic, but actually organized them around student-planned projects." Knowles quickly learned that the college did not care what he did during the class time, as long as he turned in grades at the end of the semester. For this reason, Knowles began to experiment with course syllabi that were competency-based, included performance assessments rather than tests, and other new systems of learning. In 1974, Knowles was invited to move to North Carolina State University, where he was encouraged to continue what he had been doing, while also assisting with staff development. Knowles would retire from here in 1979. Knowles died on Thanksgiving Day in 1997. Knowles would publish over 230 articles and 18 books over the course of his career. His first book, Informal Adult Education, was published in 1950. This was followed by 2 books authored with his wife regarding leadership and group dynamics. In 1967, Knowles would publish the article that would make him famous. This article introduced the concept of andragogy. Another book was published in 1970 that contrasted adult education methods with the typical school education. This is just a sampling of the many works of Malcolm Knowles. When Knowles refers to andragogy, he is referring to adult education methods. Knowles had several insights into adult education methods. Knowles had the belief that there were 7 outcomes that adult education should achieve. These were: adults should acquire a mature understanding of themselves, develop an attitude of acceptance, love, and respect towards others, develop a dynamic attitude towards life, learn to react to the causes rather than the symptoms of behavior, acquire the skills necessary to achieve the potential of their personalities, understand the essential values in the capital of human experience, and that adults should understand their society and should be skillful in directing social change. Knowles believed that adult learners differed from child learners in 5 ways: self-concept, experience, readiness to learn, orientation to learning, and motivation to learn. For this reason, Knowles developed a 5-step model for educators to use when working with adult learners. The steps of the model were: the instructor should diagnose the learning needs of the learners, formulate the learning needs, identify the human material resources for learning, choose and implement the appropriate learning strategies, and finally, evaluate the learning outcome. Overall, Malcolm Knowles was a man who greatly influenced the teaching strategies in the second half of the 20th century, with a strong focus on the adult learner.